Hello, race fans, and welcome to the V8 Supercar Americas series as we head out to Austin, Texas for the Circuit of the Americas, the West course. And guys, what a fantastic event awaits. It's going to be a heck of a night with all kinds of twists and turns around this very difficult track. I'm JD Smith. With me tonight to call all the action will be Kane Kraft and some good friends along the way. We do want to let you know that tonight's broadcast is presented to you in high definition and brought to you by the V8 Supercar Fan Group, Direct Clutch Services, and our very own V8's online superstore. Guys, it's been already a fantastic season to this point. We've seen all kinds of great racing around the track. We've experienced a lot of different driving from this new tire model, and it will continue today at Circuit of the Americas. Now, for those of you that got to see a good bit of our Americas driver participate in the newly founded V8's Online Premier Series. It was just an unbelievable event at the Circuit of the Americas, so kind of excited to get back in today and see how our V8's Americas guys get on this track. And they were on it last week, so if they participated, which a lot of them did, it's going to be really fun to see how they do it, or how they do getting back out on the track. Kane, I'm excited to have you here with me, bud. We got lots to talk about. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and introduce you, my man.
Yeah, COTA, the guys have been here last week, like you said, so they're all practiced up, ready to go for today. Track conditions just a little bit different, not too awful, not much at all, really, but just enough that the drivers are noticing it, so it's definitely going to be interesting. That, as we've seen last week, this track really lends itself to some great racing. So the track's a tough track, but it's just tough enough that it kind of slows down the traffic and lets everybody have some really good races.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race. A lot of drivers, when they come into this track, if you're looking at it from an outsider, this is an FIA regulated track. It's Formula One track. It really suits the open wheel cars. It's very difficult for these V8 supercars. They're very heavy, and so it causes them to have some really difficult turns. These heavy machines going around these really tight turns, it's really difficult on the drivers, but the ones that get it figured out, Kane, really seem to thrive here. It's kind of an adaptation of a new driving style they're not quite used to. So it is very difficult, but it does make for some fun racing to watch. I'd rather be watching it than driving here, that's for sure, because what we saw in the Premier Series, if we see anything like that tonight in our series, I'm going to be highly impressed. And we got to look at some of the drivers who have started off in this series doing really well. We have to talk about Chad Chastain. Had a wonderful week to kick off and win in our opening event. And I look for him to really be a tough challenger for a lot of the other drivers in this series, Kane. I think that he is a really good opportunity for him to get this championship. You remember, not last season, he kind of was out of it, but if you go to the season before, he was all the way down to the final day of the season when he just got beat out by Marlon McMullen, as Marlon claimed his second title in the Americas. We look forward 2 seasons ahead, or to present day now, where Chad Chastain came out week 1, performed phenomenally, and I believe that he's going to come out here in week 3, Kane, and I'll go ahead and say it. He's my pick tonight, and I'm going out on a limb and taking Chad Chastain here at Circuit of the Americas.
Ah, well, that's good, because I'm going to win the pick race for sure today, because Chad Chastain, another week that he's not here.
Well, of course he would do that, as I just am about to get in here and see who all's on the track. I'll have to pick again. It looks like I'm definitely not going to win this week, bud.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And unfortunately, this is his second week missed, so if he does come back to participate regularly, he would not be able to miss another race throughout the season with the 2 drop weeks. So it's going to be real tough for him to compete for the championship. He's definitely capable. There's no doubt in my mind that he is capable of getting it with the remaining races. But it will just be that much tougher. Marlon McMullen doing a little better this week. He's really been struggling with the car. The new tires have really been tough for him, but as he gets a handle on his getting his set up for the new tires, I think he'll start to figure it out.
Well, one thing I really like about Marlon McMullen is he is a guy that if he comes to a track or he goes somewhere that he doesn't like or necessarily not that good at, he works his tail off to adapt to that and make himself better. And I know that it's been very difficult for him to get used to this new tire model, Kane. But if we can think back to just the mentality of Marlon McMullen, you have to believe he's going to work really hard to try to get this figured out. The sad part is about the time he probably will get it figured out to his standards, we'll be looking at a new car and a new tire model. So that's going to be, something to keep an eye on. Let's look at the starting grid tonight. And also we do have Jim Davey here with us to keep us informed on the second split. We'll talk to him in just a moment. But on the pole tonight, it will be Tony Ottridge right there on the outside of row one. It'll be Jake Burton in second, Bo Kubis in third. Marlon McMullen is over in the fourth position. Also in fifth, Michael Fulcher. The lights are on. We're getting ready to go green, guys. Let's go racing at Circuit of the Americas.
Green.
All right, it's going to be really tight as the cars head up this humongous hill and get ready to take this sharp left turn into turn one. This is what it's all about. See if anybody gets turned around. We're going to see three wide racing right from the get-go, and so far so good through turn one.
Well, I got to say, I'm glad you all had a great start to your race, because that's definitely not the case here.
Yeah, it's actually a really great start. Out in the front, it is Tony Ottridge in the hybrid racing simulations Ford. He leads, but Jake Burton right there in close second. Bo Kubis back there in third. We got a different third place driver. It's Marlon McMullen in the Dayco Ford. It goes Bo Kubis, and then rounding out our top five, it is Aaron Hamilton, Michael Fulcher close. Oh, we got a good move, KRT guy on the inside of the Osram Ford Falcon, and this is a close one, guys. And now we got more side-by-side as Curtis Chipaway comes into the party to fight race Corey Preston. Oh, beautiful job there by Corey Preston to kind of push ahead of a hard pushing Curtis Chipaway. He was right there and attacking, and a good job defensive drive by the number 16 KRT machine of Corey Preston.
We see a lot that different drivers, as new tire models comes out, really like the newer tire model or the older tire model. Corey Preston definitely seems to be one that's liking this newer tire model. It's really been improved since the new tire model.
Boy, is he, everybody. He has looked so good as of late, and I'm really proud of Corey. I think that it just seems like he's been on an upward climb since the conclusion of last season. He's moved up to join this Kamikaze race team, and it seems like it has just done wonders for him. Also, the new tire model is definitely helping him out as well, but you combine all these things, and he's having what could be a really good season. It could be a career high for him. And it's going to be fun to watch. Boy, Tony Ottridge really representing the hybrid racing simulations team. Ford Falcon out there really well. Kind of reminds me of last season's defending champ, Sean Kelly. And, it's good to see Tony out here in the Americas Series. He's got a good lead right now. It's only lap 2. We have 36 laps today. And I tell you what, Kane, we were talking about on the tire model real quick. I wanted to bring up something talking back about Marlon McMullen. He's doing really good right now, back in third place at the moment. We'll kind of keep an eye on him throughout this race. But one thing about this tire model, it really has to do with real life racing. In real life or real world racing, we have changes that happen daily, really literally daily changes, and they happen by season, by week, by daily, and these drivers and engineers and crew chiefs, what have you, have to deal with these changes all the time. I love the fact we get new tire models, changes to the cars, things like that on a season-to-season basis, because that gives us real challenges that we have to adjust to. If we kept it the same the entire time, we would have one guy get to the top and he would learn that system and dominate it, and then it wouldn't be as fun. So I love the fact that it does change, and it really helps for the guys that can adjust to those situations. Those are the ones that tend to stay up the longest.
Yeah, true. True. That's very true, and it definitely makes for more exciting motorsport. That when every week we see in NASCAR them talking about a new tire that they bring to the different tracks. Goodyear will bring a new tire to. We see it every year, especially at Phoenix, race 2 of the season. They're always having tire troubles because they bring a new, different tire compound each year, and so we always see tire troubles there in NASCAR. And the teams just have to deal with it and make the adjustments necessary. And a lot of those adjustments are, a lot of the problems they have with them are coming from their own setup, and in many cases it's tire pressures and things like that that cause the problems with the tires that Goodyear brings.
Well, one case in particular, Kane, is I remember you go back to 2012 in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Brad Keselowski of Penske Racing had one of his best years ever in his career, just going on and fighting against the five, now 6-time champ Jimmy Johnson, and literally went all the way to the final day, but he won the championship in 2012 in the car of tomorrow, and he loved that car. It suited his driving style. We go to 2013 last year, and the first year in the Gen 6 cars was a big adjustment and a very difficult time for Brad Keselowski. He didn't even make the chase for the Sprint Cup. And then we come into 2014 and he's looking like he's back. So it's really it took him an entire season just to get acclimated with the new car. So that things like that happen in real world racing, and I think that's what we're seeing with Marlon McMullen. But like we said, right now he's in a top 3 spot. He's really trying to push to get up there with Jake Burton. Don't you know that will be a heck of a battle? Oh, right now, look at this. Bo Kubica may be coming up in there as well. He's starting to get right up there with Marlon. So, good 4-car battle up here at the front of the pack. Back in 5th, Aaron Hamilton starting to see a little bit of pressure in his rearview mirror as Michael Fulcher is there. And then behind him, it's Sam Sutton in the Osram Ford Falcon.
Yeah, Sam's putting a lot of pressure on the KRT car. Hoping to force a mistake there so we can get on one side or the other and get around him, but that's going to be a lot harder to do with it being Mike Fulcher up ahead.
All right, back from Sam Sutton. If you go back to 8th, it is Corey Preston. 9th is Curtis Chipaway. 10 is Sanjin Delilik. Back in 11th, it is Marty Carroll. Sam Collins, 12th. Leon Tander is in 13th. 14th is Richard Elward. Graham Bones Filand in 15th, and rounding out our 16-car field, it is Greg Sharp. So we'll keep an eye on everybody in the field. Sorry I didn't get all the field called out before the start of the race, guys. The action just was ready to go. And right now, Kamikaze Race Team driver Michael Fulcher on the move, trying to get around Aaron Hamilton and almost had a clean pass. Unfortunately, he came to the S's just before he could complete the pass. A good job of defensive driving from Aaron Hamilton, but he is definitely in danger of losing that top 5 spot. Oh, now we're going to see the Osram Ford come out for a really wide turn, and he's going to try to get side by side with Michael Fulcher. What a 3-way battle. Here he comes, Kane. He may have Fulch. It's going to be door to door going into the turn, and did slight contact through the turn. And still great job holding his ground is Michael Fulcher, and he is not going to lay down. This is what this track is all about. Tight turns, holding your ground, getting no slip out of those tires, and he held his ground beautifully. Michael Fulcher will not fall to 7th. He's going to stay in 6th, and not only stay in 6th, he's going to get back up here and fight Aaron Hamilton for 5th.
Checking back out up front, Tony Ottridge still in the lead with Jake Burton in 2nd, and Marlon McMullen still holding that number 3 spot with Bo Kubica on his tail, putting a lot of pressure on Marlon for that 3rd spot.
All right, let's go see it. It's going into turn 1, back to the Mike Fulcher battle. He's going to try to move on the outside. Now, on the Premier Series, that was the way to go, and he actually got side by side with Aaron Hamilton. He's going to have the advantage through turn 2, but when they get to turn 3, it should go back to Aaron Hamilton, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Now through the S's, it's actually just like it was going into turn 1, Aaron Hamilton 5th, 6th, Michael Fulcher. But what they've done is this battle between these guys has allowed Corey Preston and this pack of cars to catch up to Sam Sutton. So instead of just having a 4-car battle, 3-car battle, oh, we got trouble. Corey Preston got loose. Now we got the Kamikaze race team car.
Whoa!
We got a car spun around. Unfortunately, that's going to be Sajid Delilac in the high-tech oils Falcon. And he is unfortunately spun around. He is back going. Lots of damage on the front of that high-tech oils machine. That's what happens. We had a line of cars getting right in there together, and unfortunately, Sajid Delilac just got turned around. Too many cars, nowhere to go, and that is just not what you want to see at this point in the race. We're only on lap number 6, 30 laps, still got 30 full laps to go in this race, so a lot can still happen.
Richard Elward back in 11th driving the Mad Cow machine, but this Mad Cow machine don't look like a cow.
No, this is actually the one that Richard Elward, I know I saw this version of the Mad Cow machine in the Premier Series, so I thought it was just a special one-time deal when I saw it on our spotter guides, and but it looks like he's going to be racing this on the season.
That's a nice looking livery, but we were kind of getting used to the spotted cow of the Mad Cow car, but this one definitely looks good as well.
Kane, I want to do a little driver, I want to point out a driver to this point. I want to take a look at the driver who is in the Driveline Services Australia Ford Falcon, Leon Tander. Leon started back in the 12th position in the grid. It's only lap 7, and Leon Tander has made his way up to 9th. So keep your eye on Leon. He's doing good in the Driveline Services Australia Ford Falcon.
Yeah, he is. He's got up there and put some really good pressure on Corey Preston, the KRT driver that inherited the... I'm showing him in 10th place there after the incident there with Mike Fulcher.
Yeah, he did. He got around, but now he's going to try to get on the inside of Corey Preston. They're going to be nose to nose heading down this long straight here, or as long as we're going to get today. It's not real long. It's a short, we'll call it a short shoot. And let's see if he can get around him. He had a really good run on him. See if he gets some help from this KRT machine here. Oh, look at this. Whoa, he turned around, Kane, to KRT. He's going to get a cut corner. I'm sure that he's going to have to slow down. Corey Preston, unfortunately, I guess he didn't get a slow down. He cut the corner.
Yeah, that was unusual.
Wow, okay. He'll take it. Looking back out front, guys, we don't want to leave you guys hanging out front. If you're wondering what's going on out front, it's been all Tony Autrich to this point. The hybrid racing simulations car has about a 4-car length lead over Jake Burton back in 2nd. We go back a 4-car lengths to Marlon McMullen in 3rd, and then you go back about another 2-car lengths to Bo Cubis. So that's how your top 4's going. That's why they're not on the screen quite as much as normal. Right now they're kind of just in a little groove, and when they're racing like this, they're going to break away from all these guys battling back in the middle of the field. Tell you one that's going to be happening real soon, Kane, is we do have Sam Sutton trying to hold off Curtis Chipaway. Curtis's last couple turns has really started to kind of get up in position to maybe try something on that Osram Ford Falcon, and if he gets the opportunity like right now as he's fixing to go into turn 1, you better believe he's going to try to pass. So let's see what happens as both cars enter turn 1. Who's going to take, oh no, yeah, Kurt tried to take the inside line, and that inside line through turn 1 does not seem to be the place to be. The outside, it seems to be where you can get more momentum, and that's what we learned in the Premier Series. So that's definitely not where you want to go when you're trying to make a pass. The only possible place, it seemed to me, or the easier way, is on that outside. Now he's doing a beautiful job right now, staying right there with Sam. Sam Sutton, just such a hard guy to pass.
Bo Cubis has managed to get around Marlon McMullen for that third spot. He had several car links back behind him, but now we see him up in front. So maybe Marlon had a little slip up there that allowed Bo Cubis to get around.
Yeah, going to be something to want to keep an eye on. Bo Cubis with a beautiful exit out of that turn. Tons of momentum, tons of momentum. And he's starting to break away a little bit.
Yeah, we're getting to this point on the tires where they're really starting to go at this point. And so if Marlon was driving extra hard on the tires the first half, he's probably going to have a little bit less tire than Bo, and that's probably going to allow Bo a little extra speed.
Well, I tell you what, guys, let's take this moment to check in on our second split race. Jim, what do you have for us over there in the second split?
Well, the name I've been saying all along, Dennis Katerick, running up front from the pole. Mark Creamers in a brown and white Moo Cow tonight, running second. Jason Dixon running third. Andrew Vince fourth. Ryan Shelton fifth. Jason Quire sixth. Scott Tate seventh. Brenton O'Brien after a questionable start, running 8th. Dean Flavel running 9th. David Terry 10th. Jose Malbrand 11th. Katie Rose Taranto 12th. Brian Borg is 2 laps down to 13th. Rory Windrum is also 2 laps down. Shane Riley is out of the race in 15th. So that's how it looks right now. 15 drivers, 1 person's out after a incident. We've had a questionable start at turn 1 involving one of the drivers, but Dennis Katerick up front. Figures.
Talking a tough break for Aaron Hamilton. Aaron Hamilton spun out through the S's really bad and got into the sand trap over there. So not good news for Aaron Hamilton. Aaron was running in 5th. He has fallen back to at least 7th, maybe even further back.
Yeah, it just happened to be on screen when that happened. Tough break for Aaron as he ended up in the sand trap, cost him a lot of time.
All right, guys, we got cars in the pits. Came Tony Ottridge, your race leader, in the pits. Also in the pits, it is the Sanjay Delilac and the High-Tech Oils machine. So we'll check on these guys to see kind of how they do. Tony Ottridge is on his way out of pit road. Everything seems to have gone well for him. Now here comes Michael Fulcher into the pits. He's getting work done. That makes your leader Jake Burton at the moment. So we'll keep an eye, and Jake Burton will come around probably to lead a lap, you'd assume.
We know from his race in the Premier Series last weekend that Jake Burton will stay out probably at least till the halfway point. We'll see him stay out till at least probably the 17 lap mark.
Yeah, most of us last night were doing about 16, 17 laps before they pitted, from what I was looking at from the race last night. So I think anything more than 20 laps, you're starting to look at questionable fuel amounts.
Well, right now it's going to be Jake Burton in the lead, Bo Cubis in second, Marlon McMullen in third. Now these guys have not pit. Sanjay Delilac has found his way into pits. So the guy's starting to get these pits out of the way. We'll see how long Jake Burton stays out, our leader. I agree with Kane. We did learn in the Premier Series he can pit late with no problem. And I believe we'll see it again. It worked out pretty well for him last time, so you'd imagine him to do the same today.
Yeah, Marty Carroll into the pits and his new V8 Supercars NZ.
New Zealand. Yeah, it's a cool little paint. I like it. It's a SDC paint right there, and I'm trying to see what's on the hood, Kane.
Yeah, I was unable to get a good camera view to see what was on the hood.
I'm gonna make a good camera view to see. I'm so curious. From where I'm looking, it looks like a dinosaur.
Well, maybe he's about as fast as a dinosaur, or slow, however you want to call it.
It is a dinosaur. It says, it says carnivore candy, gourmet meat snacks, premium artesian jerky, carnivore candy. And it has a dinosaur, a T-Rex on the hood. I love it. Marty Carroll representing the carnival candy, gourmet meat snacks, premium artesian jerky on the hood.
Interesting. Dinosaur jerky. I'm gonna have to get me some of that.
Yes, sir.
Now I want some jerky.
Yeah, carnivore candy.
And Jim Davey, that is exactly why the sponsors pay the big bucks to get on the cars. Because see that, and then you're like, oh man, I gotta get me some of that.
That is absolutely right, Kane. That is absolutely right. Everybody has kind of a taste for that jerky in their mouth now. Want some jerky?
I do. I'm actually, the thoughts already ran through my head. Man, I gotta get some turkey after this.
Me too, man.
Subliminal messaging at its best.
Yepper.
That's it.
Corey
Guys,
Preston up in the 6th place, putting on a pretty good run with the Mad Cow car of Richard Aylward up in 5th. Of course, the pit stops were right in the middle of the pit stops, so the field is a little shuffled around right now.
Tell you what, Kane, while we're shuffled up, maybe we should go on board with 2nd place driver Bo Kubis, as they're going to be coming around in just a second to start a new lap here. And we'll do a little onboard view from our 2nd place driver, Bo Kubis.
He's hitting the pits.
There you
Jump
go.
to Jake Burton real quick. Nope, he's pitting too. So leader Jake Burton and 2nd place driver Bo Kubis all pitting. And that should get Marlon McMullen to lead the lap as he comes around the final turn. Or no, he's not around the final turn yet. I apologize. I get that turn and the final turn mixed up so much from that angle. They have the same angle, camera angle. All right,
We'll keep an eye on leader Tony Ottridge as he's coming around to see where he comes out in relation to Jake Burton, Bo Kubis, to see how the pit stops pan out for these guys.
Marlon McMullen coming around the final turn now.
I tell you what, down here we have a great race going on between 4th and 5th place. They're not even a half second apart. Andrew Vince and Ryan Shelton has just been great for about the past 5-6 laps.
Oh, that was so close. Bo Kubis comes out right in front of Marlon McMullen. What a close call.
Yeah, those
Jake.
guys will be able to take on the battle that they had as they were going in. But up at the front, Tony Ottridge ahead of Jake Burton by about 3 seconds or so. So I think Tony gained a little extra ground on Jake Burton.
Yeah, he really did. And that's really good job there from Tony Ottridge. And we'll have to catch an onboard view this time. We'll have to, when they come around, we'll catch an onboard view with, how about Jake Burton there, since he's in 2nd. Once he gets around. Because I did promise us an onboard shot. All right, here we go, guys. Let's look at this onboard view. All right, here you see right now Jake Burton coming around the final turn, and you'll see the big galley here in the front stretch of Circuit of the Americas up this humongous hill and heading off into turn 1. This is the famous turn 1 we talk about. Big left-hander and back down the hill using all this speed, but you can't go too hard, you know, slide down sideways. It's a lot on the gas. And then you're right, you've got to watch out for those apex stones that are there, or cornerstones. I don't know what the official name of them is, but they can really damage a car. You see them, how tall they are when we're in the onboard view. Beautiful job through the S's section there from Jake Burton here on the onboard shot. And just look at how tactical this track is. Very, very difficult in these V8s. They're hard enough to get around. They're so heavy and so much power. Look at this beautiful drive. And you can see the leader, Tony Ottridge, up just ahead here. And Jake Burton doing everything he can. Big left-hander. It's almost like, I mean, he's literally almost sliding around these tight turns. It really is a beautiful track. It's really beautiful. Here you see right now another big left-hander here. And he's almost through the final turn of it. You see the entrance to pit road on the left and the final big turn here at Circuit of the Americas. And that's a tough lap of the West course here at COTA.
Tell you what, Jake Burton's done a heck of a job to catch back up with Tony Ottridge. He's knocked half that time off just in that lap.
He put a whale of a lap on that last one there on that onboard shot. He ran 3/10. No, he didn't. He ran 8/10 faster than leader Tony Ottridge. Now, technically, our leader right now is Sam Sutton out front. He is yet to pit here on lap 16, so he's out there enjoying the lead. I think we should give him a little credit there. Because if you remember, he was battling real hard with Aaron Hamilton, and Aaron Hamilton, remember, fell back when he lost the car in the S's. So Sam Sutton earning his lead lap.
Yeah, as we get real close here to the halfway point, let's check in with Jim Davey one more time for the second split.
All right, let's hear. Yep, here goes once again. Dennis Gutierrez still leading. Martin Creamers and Jason Dixon are really close, within a second of each other for second and third. Dennis, however, has been having some on and off connection issues pretty much the whole race, so I certainly hope he can hold his connection to the very end of the race. Ryan Shelton and Andrew Mintz still fighting hard for over 4th and 5th place, also less than half a second between them. Jason Quire 6th, Scott Tate 7th, Brenton O'Brien, after a difficult start, is still running 8th, Dean Flavel's 9th, and then after that, people are starting to go a lap down, looking disconnected, unfortunately. Got David Terry, Katie Rose Taranto, Jose Malbrand, Rory Windrum, Brian Borg and Shane Riley both out of the race, unfortunately, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see Jose Malbrand is going to be out of the race soon because I have not seen him in some time. I think he dropped.
Sounds like some serious connection issues there in the second split.
It really is. It's more so than usual, so I'm wondering if there was an issue tonight with the Australian servers, because that's what we're on right now. And I'm just watching this, and I don't know if we really talk too much about the lap. I know turn 1, very deceptive, very wide going into it. However, it gets very narrow. Not really that it gets narrow, however, everybody tries to go for the same piece of track at the apex and then wash out because they want to carry a lot of speed. The other thing is this track is very, very difficult in the V8. I was doing a little bit of driving earlier this week. And it's great in a car that has lots of grip, lots of traction. But in a car like this, because you have flat corners, S's with those catapult launchers over the apex, this is definitely one of the harder tracks to race on in this car.
Man, he really has put on some serious pressure, and this is going to be, you know that Tony Ottridge sees him coming up, so it's not a secret. And he knows he's got to either get on it now or he's going to have somebody fighting him real soon, and that's exactly what we're fixing to happen right now. Jake Burton going to go to the inside, and oh, what a beautiful pass. He can't hold it. He drove too hard into the turn, a little bit too aggressive there. and that's not going to allow it to stick. So he drove in harder, but with a soft entrance from Tony Autridge, he was able to drive out of that turn faster and regains first place. Whoa, close right there. Close contact between first and second place drivers, Tony Autridge and Jake Burton. And now Tony Autridge trying to drive away with this one.
Yeah, just past the halfway mark. It's not something that Tony Autridge wants to see right now. It's Jake Burton running that hard in his rearview mirror. He's definitely gotta see Jake back there running as hard as he is and know that he's in danger.
Well, you know what's awesome is Jake Burton ran Tony Autridge down. Like, I mean, he was back pretty far.
Yeah, over 3 seconds back. So that was a serious run. He ran him down for a full straight almost. So that's some serious speed by Jake Burton.
Yeah, Jake Burton's obviously faster, but the thing is it's going to be hard to get around Jake Burton, or for Jake Burton to get around Tony Autridge and make it stick while they're regrouping and coming through the S's. I have to give out my V8 Supercar America's V8s Online Paint Scheme of the Week, and I got to give it to none other than Marty Carroll for the Carnivore Candy, the luxury gourmet beef jerky with the T-Rex. Oh, good job by Corey to regroup there. He's not having quite as good of a race as he typically has had so far in this season, Kane. So wishing him a good recovery here, but he has really had some struggles.
Well, he started out fantastic. His race really started out well, but a little bit of incident there in that group that got all kind of caught together, and now it seems to be catching up with him as he's fallen back to 12th.
Good battle on the track between Richard Elward. He's really trying his hardest to hold off Aaron Hamilton. Good battle between these two cars. Aaron Hamilton's had 2 opportunities to pass, but Richard Elward has kept strong and held this 9th place spot. But I was going to say before that came, I was looking at Leon Tander, and remember Leon started in 12th today. He's gained 5 positions in 19 laps. He's up to 7th place, and that car just looks very, very comfortable.
Yeah, Leon Tander definitely having a good race today. This is the first time I've seen him here in the V8 Supercars Americas, at least on the broadcast show. So glad to have him aboard and he's doing well on his first race, the first race I'm aware of.
Yeah, let's ask Jim Davey real quick if he's used to that name, Leon Tander. Have you seen him in the second split?
I don't. It doesn't really jump out at me, so he might be a newcomer to the series.
Well, if so, we're very happy to have you here with us, Leon, and wish you the best. Welcome to the V8's America Series. All right, let's check in and see what's happening up front with Jake Burton and Tony Autridge. The battle continues here on lap 20 of 36, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Burton has now kind of stayed right there with him, but a new story developed as Jake Burton and Tony Autridge have started to battle. That has allowed Bo Kibis to make his way up a little bit closer in the high-tech oils Ford Falcon. And this could make for a great finish here, guys. We have 3 cars that are almost nose to tail. 1, 2, and 3, our entire podium. Anybody can still win this one out of these 3, that's for sure. Now, the next car behind them is almost 6 seconds behind. That's Marlon McMullen. But if these 3 cars start battling and Marlon can find a groove, he could catch them. There's still plenty of laps left.
Marlon going through the S's there. Had a really rough time through the S's last week in the Premier Series. He caught some serious air one time, jumped the car up off the ground, up on 2 wheels, managed to save it, but only to a few laps later end up hitting one of those mid-corner apex pylons.
Catapult.
yeah, as Jim says, the catapults, and yeah, it launched him clear over onto his top. It was a really bad instant there for Marlon, but he's doing well today. He's looking real good through the S's.
Well, ever since that last time that we really saw Jake Burton overdrive that turn and popped ahead in the lead for about a second and a half as Tony Autridge regained it, we really haven't seen Jake Burton really kind of pop back out to try again. They're heading towards turn 1 right now, and Jake Burton may have a good run on him. I'm just anticipating that Jake Burton may try something here, boys.
Yeah, and that's the way these tires seem to work. Is anyway, this is what I've heard from the guys. Is if you overdrive the car, get the tires heated up, and they get a little slimy on you, and you really have to kind of calm down and drive really cool for a couple laps to get them cooled back down. Then you can start putting the pressure back on. And I think that might be what we're seeing there with Jake.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Kane, because he's definitely not losing any ground. He just hasn't really put it on there like we saw a few laps ago. Now, Bo Cubis loves seeing them two battle. He wants them to battle because as those two started to battle, he caught right up to the tail bumper of Jake Burton. So he's right there with him. He's only a car length behind him right now. And if those two here, right, here we go. Jake Burton goes to the inside. Good contact he made. No, very close though. As Jake Burton makes a small attempt, it's not going to do any good just yet. It looks like he's going to try it again, Kane.
Yeah, I think Bo Cubis' position back there is intentional. I think he's staying back off of those guys and not running up there with them deliberately. I think he's got the speed that he could be riding right up there on Jake Burton's bumper, but he's going to hang back just enough to where he's going to let these guys race it out and possibly be hope for an incident and then take over that #1 spot.
Oh yeah, he would love that, Kane. That's definitely something that he would like. If we would have seen that contact there, it could have exactly been what happened. But no contact was made as they head down. We're on lap 23 of 36, guys. Let's do a quick rundown of our field. In first place, it is Tony Autridge. Behind him in second place, it is Jake Burton. Back in third, it's Bo Cubis. Fourth place, Marlon McMullen. Fifth place is Curtis Chipaway. Back in sixth, it is Sam Sutton. And then in seventh place, it's Michael Fulcher, Richard Elward in eighth. In ninth place, and battling close, it's Aaron Hamilton trying to hold off Leon Tander. Leon has fallen back to 10th, King.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there with Leon. He definitely was up about 4 positions higher than that, and must have had an incident that cost him as several cars have got around him.
Back in 11th, it is Marty Carroll. 12th is Greg Sharp. Back in 14th, it's Graham Bones File, and actually, he just got passed by Greg, or excuse me, I apologize. That had happened a minute ago. Graham Filan is in 15th. 15th is Sam Collins. 16th is Sanjin Delilac. Now, Sanjin's day, guys, I believe, is it's not over, but he is 5 laps down.
Yeah, I tell you what, this American Series has grown so good, and the drivers here have just, it's such close on talent. All these drivers are about the same level on talent, and it has made for some great racing up and down the field.
Well, 15 out of the 16 cars are all on the lead lap. I mean, that's incredible here on lap 24.
And you know, it's something whenever you see drivers like Sam Collins, Sanjin Delilac, and Corey Preston in the lower quarter of the field and racing hard for position.
I'm still watching Jake Burton and Tony Autridge. Let's see if Jake tries something here in just a second. He's gotten right there on the bumper again. Oh, good turn by Tony Autridge. He actually put a little space there. Not a bunch, but it got about another half a car length. Oh, he'll make it a full car length. Good run here by Tony Autridge. And Jake Burton's just going to try to catch that right back. And this is a good battle for the lead, Kane. This is for the win right here. And we'll start a new lap. We are currently on lap 24 at 36. You really got to think of who can save those tires out of these guys. You don't want to push all you got now and then have nothing at the end, because you know there's going to be a race to the finish line with these boys, and they're going to need their tires. Whoever's going to have more tires on later should be the winner, if they're this close.
Yeah, but that being said, like you said earlier, this really is a difficult track to pass at, so it might be an equalizer. You never know.
Boy, you can really see the bumps through that section on the camera angle that I just currently had. Those drivers really dip down there. Uneven track surface, that's for sure. A great race, though.
Week 3 here at Circuit of the Americas is definitely going to be the toughest week for these guys out of the entire 12-week season. Other than probably the Enduro at Bathurst, this will probably be the toughest week these guys have. I'm sure they'll be glad to leave COTA and head to, I believe, the Glen.
I don't know what's next week, but I think by the end of the race, I think you're going to have some people worried about disqualifications with their instant limit. I know last night there wasn't a single person that got through with a clean race. It's just, this is a tough track to drive.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's something that we haven't talked about at all today. Is they do have an incident limit, and you know, we could see somebody up front just get eliminated just because of that, guys.
Richard Elwood has about caught up to Mike Fulcher now for the 7th place position, and is putting some pressure on Fulcher for that spot. And now Fulcher's kind of pulled away. There's 3 or 4 car lengths down the straight.
Guys, just a little update on our season here at the V8's Americas Series. As you guys know, we started out with Road Atlanta. Circuit Zolder was week 2, and Circuit of the Americas this week. Next week, week 4, will be at Olton Park. And after Olton Park, it'll be week 5 at Watkins Glen as we take on the classic configuration. After that, I'm excited. Week 6 will be the Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca, and fun track. After that, we head out way on the other side of the world as we head over to the Twin Ring Motegi. And then week 8, we'll head to Donington and check out the iRacing's newest track. And then week 9, we go to the famed Oran Park, where we cram as many cars as we can onto that tiny track and battle it out. As we head to week 10 for the endurance race, we'll head 31 laps around Mount Panorama at Bathurst, and that is one of the favorites. After that, we head to Montreal to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for week 11, and we close out our season with a 22-lap race at Phillip Island Circuit. And guys, that is going to be a wonderful place to finish the year out, or the season out, just as we did last season. Phillip Island was a great track, and I think it's going to be a great place to conclude the season.
That's definitely one of my favorite tracks in this car.
Oh, you got that right, buddy.
I gotta say, for the most part here in the second split, everybody's pitted, except for Brenton O'Brien, who's currently running 4th. Mark Creamers has managed to leapfrog Dennis Katerik in the pits by having a 7-second faster pit stop than Dennis did. So I'm not sure if it was on the coming into the pits, or it was the pit stop itself. I kind of missed it, unfortunately. But Dennis is 5 seconds back behind Mark Creamers, running 2nd place now.
Good stuff, man. We do have a good battle, a 3-way battle for position here on the track. It's between Michael Fulcher in 7th, Richard Elwood in 8th, and Aaron Hamilton in 9th. Also a new battle starting to happen on the track, and that is between the Dayco Ford Falcon of Curtis Chipaway and the Osram Ford of Sam Sutton. So this is the battle for 6th place, and or excuse me, it's actually for 5th place. I apologize. So we got lots of good things going on the track, but the best battle by far is for 1st place, and that's between Tony Autridge in the hybrid racing simulations machine, and behind him in the sim instruments Ford, it is Jake Burton. And these guys are holding it out. It's going to hold out. It's lap 28. How much longer do you think they'll hold out before one of them just pushes with everything they have, either to pass or to break away from the other? And right now, lap 28 of 36, guys, it's starting to run away from us.
Yeah, with 9 laps to go, I expect we'll see Jake Burton really start putting the pressure on thick here in the next couple laps and trying real hard to get around Tony Autridge. But the same goes throughout the field. I think Sam Sutton's in the same boat. I think we're going to see him start really putting the pressure on Curtis Chipway, trying to get around. And then Mike Folger's going to be in for a battle with the guys right behind him, really going to start working to catch up to him and get around him. So we're going to see some battles creep up on the field throughout the next few laps.
What would it be if Bokibiz found a way to pass both of these guys before the end of this thing?
It's definitely a possibility, especially as close as the top 3 are. Jake Burton still looks like he's in, I guess what I'd call follow the leader mode, just trying to tick the laps away and keep the car safe. But he's going to have to start working on getting around him before long.
He may wait till the final 2 or 3 laps, Kane, and save those tires. On the other hand, this battle was really heating up between Sam Sutton and Curtis Chipaway. Sam was really wanting to crack into the top 5 here as these guys start lap 29. And I tell you what, it is really starting to heat up between these two. They hit into turn 1. Let's see if Sam Sutton can try something here. And that's just not going to be possible. He was just a little bit too far behind. Ooh, back out in front. Jake Burton may be trying something real soon, guys. He's back up really close. He was literally about to touch the bumper. Almost did it again. Give him a little bump, saying, hey, buddy, just want you to know I'm still here. Okay, he's going to try to pass. I'm telling you, he's pushing. Jake Burton is pushing now. Oh, he pushed too hard. And Jake Burton's still there. Let's see what happens now as Jake Burton pushed for a couple of sharp turns there. I thought maybe he could pull something. They head down towards the start-finish line to start lap 30. So it's got to start happening soon. If you're Jake Burton, you don't want to wait too late to make this thing happen, and I think he senses that. Look at the blocking going on. Great defensive driving from Tony Autridge. Don't let Jake Burton around whatever you do, because you don't want to come in second after you've led the entire race.
Yeah, but to give Jake Burton the credit, Tony's lead the entire race hasn't been by much. Jake's been there every step of the way, putting that pressure on. So,
and look how these two have broken away from Bokibiz. They really have. Over just the past few seconds, Bo kind of fell back a little bit, and these two are riding now. Oh, here comes Jake down on the inside. He made this pass happen one time. He goes in slow to make it stick. Contact's made, and both cars are okay, still door to door, heading down through the turn. The right-hand advantage goes to the hybrid racing simulations Ford of Tony Autridge. Now we're going to see Jake go to the outside. Can he make it happen on the outside there, door to door, and touching through the big left-hander? That's going to give the lead back to Tony Autridge. Still great battle going on the track here on lap 30 of 36. And it's a great move from Tony Autridge to maintain the leader. He is fighting with everything he has to make sure he doesn't lose this lead to Jake Burton. Final turn here, starting lap 31. Let's see what happens as we head into turn, or as we come towards the start lap 31. Let's see what happens as they head down into turn 1. Things could get really interesting. Jake Burton trying to use all the aerodynamical advantages he can, staying right behind Mr. Tony Attridge, and that is not going to work. He gets up through one, and Tony took it perfect.
Aaron Hamilton with a little bump and go back on Richard Aylward. He did regress the position and let Richard get his position back and tuck back in behind, and that battle has concluded. Let's go back up to watch what's going on with Jake Burton.
Yeah, guys, not going to want to miss this action. Jake Burton still trying to hunt down this lead. He is hanging in every second of the way. Tony Attridge still holding on. That's the corner we just saw last lap where Jake Burton did get door-to-door with the leader. He's not able to do it this time. Now he gets a good shot on the inside. Let's see if he can do it. I think he may have it, Kane. Can it stick? Jake Burton, the best run we've seen yet. This left-hander's going to hurt him. And they're still door-to-door. Wait just a minute. Hold the front door. Jake Burton is hanging on as he is trying to hang in there. This could be the turn that does it. The big right-hander puts Jake Burton in the lead for the first time today. Gentlemen, that sticks on lap 31. We're starting lap 32 of 36. And Jake Burton has done it, but don't go anywhere because here comes Tony Attridge.
Yeah, I don't know if Jake Burton's as good on the defensive driving as Tony Attridge was up in front. He's going to have to rely more on just the speed that he's gotten. He is starting to break away, so Jake Burton definitely with a little bit more speed here today.
Yeah, Bo Cabis starting to turn on the afterburners in third now. He realized Jake Burton has gotten around Tony Attridge. He has got to get around Tony as well if he has any chance of trying to get up there and win this thing. So this is a big, big battle happening between these two, and that is exactly what Jake Burton wants to see. He wants to see Bo Cabis attack, 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 because that will end up slowing those two down, and then Jake Burton can just focus on running fast laps like he's out in qualifying. Yep, here it comes down on the inside. It will be a pass for Bo Cabis, and he pulled that off beautifully. Bo Cabis, the man on the, or no, he didn't. He had it for a minute, but he drove in too hard, and he didn't get that pass.
Yeah, he drove it in too hard, went a little wide, and Tony Attridge just right back underneath and says, "I'll take that back, thank you."
Boy, that really hurt him time-wise, too. He got too aggressive. And you can do that when your tires are full, but they're not full like they are right now. Those things are worn down, blistered, and you just don't have that same grip. So when you drive in that hard, you're going to have to really slow down to get your grip back, and that's exactly what happened to Bo right there. Well, guys, lap 32 of 36. Let's start 33 now, and this thing will be over before you know it. Just have 3 full laps remaining, and this is all she wrote, baby.
Our battle back for 5th with Curtis Chipway and Sam Sutton has kind of fizzled out as Curtis Chipway has pulled away to over a second between he and Sam Sutton. Now the battle between Mike Fulcher and Richard Aylward has now picked up. Richard's caught back up to Mike Fulcher and is putting some pressure on Mike Fulcher. Aaron Hamilton was up there putting the serious pressure on Richard Aylward. Aaron has fell back to 1.5 seconds behind Richard Aylward, so that little battle there's kind of fizzled out.
Side-by-side racing right now, Kane. It's between Leon Tander and Corey Preston. Corey Preston with a beautiful pass. I caught it right there. Didn't mean to jump in, but what racing we just saw from Corey Preston. Oh, watch this now. Don't go anywhere. Leon Tander now. Maybe he can make a move on the inside of Corey, and he's just a little bit behind. They're going to try. He's just got too far behind. Corey Preston has just jumped back into the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, that was a nice pass. Also, your battle is heating up, Kane, between Richard Aylward here and Michael Fulcher. Richard Aylward looks, and it's going to be a back-end swirl from the Kamikaze race team. That may allow the Mad Cow machine to get up. And now the Mad Cow machine gets loose, and that allows for the Kamikaze race team machine of Mike Fulcher to maintain in 7th, a slip up from both drivers, and that allows Richard Aylward to now have to worry about Aaron Hamilton. Aaron Hamilton caught up as both those cars got loose. Tires starting to become an issue, Kane.
Yeah, I thought Aaron Hamilton hit a second and a half back. I thought he was out of it with just 3 laps to go. He's found himself right back up in this battle with Richard Elwood and Mike Fulcher.
Yeah, both cars got loose on the back end, and that isn't a testament to these tires. They're getting old with only 3 to go. Oh, Tony Autridge coming in for the lead. He's got back side by side with Jake. And can Jake Burton? Oh, Jake got a nice inside turn there to help him out. And Tony Autridge right there with him, guys. We could have another lead change here late in this one. Now trying to make a move on the inside is Tony Autridge in the Hybrid Racing Simulations Ford. He comes through this big left-hand turn. Jake Burton gets out to about a half a car lead, but not for long. Tony Autridge has found some late race, a boost, I guess you could call it. He has found something, and he is trying to make it work.
Yeah, he definitely has found something, because Jake up there had pulled away quite a bit, so to run him down and now be putting this pressure on Tony Autridge has found something.
Boy, Jake Burton was over a second lead, or a second ahead in the lead, and that dissipated in I'm talking about a second, it just dissipated. And now it is back down to a bumper battle between not first and second, but now second and third, as Bo Cubis right in the action as well. It's still anybody's race. Oh, Jake Burton has got this thing. If he can just hold it down, the white flag will be out this time by Jake Burton. Has got to hold it down. I think Jake realized how close he came to losing that lead there, and he has put the heat back on. He got the heat back in the tires or something. He is flying. Here comes Tony Autridge, guys. Why don't give up just yet. This thing is not over quite yet. It's going to be a whale of a final lap, Kane, as we come by for the white flag in just a couple turns. All right, just a few more turns for Jake Burton here before the white flag's waving here at Circuit of the Americas, Week 3 in the V8's Americas Series. What a job by Jake Burton to find his way around Tony Autridge a few laps ago after Tony Autridge led from the pole. The white flag is out. We are on lap 36 of 36, the final lap of Week 3. And it all comes down to Jake Burton, Tony Autridge, and Bo Cubis as the cars head into turn 1. It is now. They have got to make things happen. This is a big turn 1. It looks like Jake Burton should be fine. He's got to hold on to this lead, but a lot can happen on a lap here at Circuit of the Americas. Slow down penalty, hit an apex cone, or whatever you want to call it, a catapult, as Jim Davey would call it. Now they come through the S's section, one of the most difficult sections of the track. Jake Burton, beautiful through the S's. Now there's a big dip in the road right here. Boom. No problem for Jake. Doesn't get loose on the old tires. A little bit of a back end movement there on Jake Burton's machine, but it's not enough for the moment. Here comes Tony Autridge, one more attempt. If he can get up there, he only has a few turns to go, guys. Can he make it happen? He's going to try right now. Tony Autridge trying to get up there, at least touch the bumper of Jake Burton, maybe get him a little loose and try to make a pass. It's all he can do. A few turns remain here in Week 3, and Tony Autridge has made it to the bumper. But now Jake Burton with a boost of energy and finds his way with about a half a car length lead. Can he take it through the final turns here at Circuit of the Americas in Week 3? A big left-hand turn from the Sim Instruments Ford Falcon, and Jake Burton will win at Circuit of the Americas in Week 3. Beautiful through the final turn. Jake Burton wins it in Week 3, guys.
Man, congratulations to Jake Burton. That's going to be his first V8 Supercars Americas win, at least in the broadcast race. And fantastic job. He has really been picking up speed here lately. A little bit further back, the Mike Fulcher still making his way around, and Curtis Chipaway as well just crossed the line, crossed it in 5th.
Little fun fact, guys. Jake Burton finished with only 1 incident remaining left that he could give.
Told you you're going to have to watch out for him tonight.
And Jake Burton's going to burn those tires down as the rest of the race is finishing up. It was Marlon McMullen in 4th. Curtis Chipaway will come across. A close battle between those two, but Curtis Chipaway will come across in 5th. As he goes over on his lid, Marlon McMullen does a barrel roll, and that was quite impressive. Curtis Chipaway 6th, Sam Sutton 7th, Michael Fulcher comes across in 7th, Richard Elward in 8th, Aaron Hamilton finishes 9th, Corey Preston will round out your top 10. Marty Carroll will come across in the V8 Supercars New Zealand Ford, and he'll finish in 11th. Leon Tander, welcome to the series. In the Driveline Ford Falcon, he'll finish 12th. Greg Sharp will get 13th. 14th today, and the last car that finished on the lead lap, Bones, or Graham Fyland officially. Sam Collins 15th, 3 laps down today. And Sanjin Dalalik 10 laps down, finishes 16. That is how we finish here in week 3, guys. And it was a nice treat. Circuit of the Americas a success. Good race for the lead, and Jake Burton right now is trying to literally pop his tires. I think he is doing some crazy power slides around this track. Awesome job there by Jake Burton, though. You got to give him credit. Big win for the Sim Instruments team. A great job for Jake Burton.
You know, the drifting in the V8 Supercar in the simulator is so hard compared to what it is in real life, and these guys really do a fantastic job after a victory in their drifting.
Yeah, Jake Burton doing an awesome job right there. Really, really doing a killer job. And that, you know, this win means a lot to Jake Burton. You know he is super excited to get this win, Kane, and he deserves it.
He's been working hard for the last couple seasons to get the speed necessary to win. It wasn't just the mid part of last season where we've seen Jake Burton fighting for middle of the pack positions, and now here the last few weeks he's really stepped it up.
Hey, I've got some news for you here, guys.
All right, let's hear how it finished up in the second split.
All right, so first off, Martin Creamers was able to maintain his lead for the win over Dennis Katerik. I heard some discussion after the race. Apparently, Dennis just was not paying attention when he refueled his car at his pit stop and took basically a full tank. So that kept him an extra 7 seconds in the pit, and that was all it took. Jason Dixon ran 3rd, Ryan Shelton 4th, Jason Quire 5th, Scott Tate 6th, Brenton O'Brien came in 7th, Katie Rose Taranto 8th, Dean Flavel 9th, David Terry 10th, Rory Windrum 11th, Andrew Vince 12th, Jose Malbrin 13th, Brian Borg 14th, and Shane Riley, came in 15th. But here's the interesting thing. Martin Creamers, 0 incidents.
Wow, that's fantastic. I think he had 0 incidents last week as well. So that's 2 weeks in a row that Creamers just got through without any incidents at all. That's some fantastic driving.
Especially for this track. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the only driver this week out of both of the Americas races, well, both the Americas evenings, a total of 3 races, that had 0 incidents.
Tell me about that. Did you guys start running a second race on Thursdays?
No. I mean, the splits. Every now and then on Thursdays
the splits,
we get a split.
Right.
But
yeah, I gotcha.
So yeah, we had a total of 3 events over Thursday and Friday night just because of the splits tonight. But yes, Martin Creamers is the only driver this week out of all the Americas drivers to have 0 incidents.
Man,
awesome.
that is a very big feat right there. Great job to Martin Creamers.
Absolutely, with his white and brown Moo Cow car tonight.
Yeah, I love the Moo Cow.
You know, JJ, we were talking about the carnivore car of Martin Carroll. Yeah, Marty Carroll. And that's carnivorecandy.co.nz is the web address there for some of that dinosaur jerky. I know it's not dinosaur jerky, but with the dinosaur on the picture, it kind of makes it look like it could be dinosaur jerky. But yeah, good beef jerky there at carnivorecandy.co.nz. That's we were talking about getting us some beef jerky. That's where we need to go to get some.
Yes, sir. I'm down. What you boys think?
Well, I'll be checking it out. Check and might just get me some on order if they do some international shipping.
That's right. If not, we'll just tell Marty to send us some and bring that up in the post-race show. Matter of fact, guys, let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and close out the broadcast here. And once again, congratulations to Jake Burton. Now let's go ahead and start up the Get Dirty MX post-race show. And guys, what we saw tonight was absolutely stunning. And we got to bring in our winner and well-deserved winner right here, Jake Burton. Jake, congratulations on your victory here at Circuit of the Americas. Stunning victory, buddy. How are you?
I'm over the moon, JD. How are you?
Sounds good, my friend. It was something else, man. Tell us about that battle with leader Tony Ottridge all race long. You got around him one time, but you went in a little too hot on entrance and then had to fight all the way back again and ended up getting him there. Tell us about that intense battle.
Yeah, well, I said to you last week, JD, we're going to have pace this week, and we sure did. And, yeah, Tony was very fast through the whole track. His speed was consistent, whereas mine was kind of bad in the last 3 or 4, 5 corners, and through the cut through in the S's, I just had so much pace over Tony. So really my only place where I could make a decent enough move would be into that left-hander at the end of the little back straight, and I tried it a couple times, and when I eventually did make the pass, it was a little bit of a lucky move and just got a good run, and I fed Tony the wheel a little bit, but no harm was done, and yeah, what a race.
Fantastic job, Jake. I know this tell us a little bit what it means to you in the third week of the season.
Oh, it means a great deal. I mean, I love this track, and yeah, I'm doing really good in the point standings for not just Americas, but the overall standings. So that should chuck me up a little bit. And yeah, just the first ever race I've won on a V8's online broadcast. So I'm pretty happy with that, of course. What a race!
It was a fantastic run. I'm really proud of you, Jake. You showed several things in this race, and it just shows how much you've grown as a driver just over the past, really over the past couple seasons, but exceptionally over the past 4 or 5 races I've seen you in. And I'm just really proud of you, man. I thought you had a fantastic run out there today, and getting around a guy like Tony Ottridge at a tough track like Circuit of the Americas, that's about as good as it gets, man. This is going to carry a long way. Hopefully it boosts up the confidence to where you can continue and really put on some pressure on these guys to maybe walk away with the championship this season.
Oh, it's a possibility, but yeah, COTA's one of my fastest tracks, so if I can keep the speed that I had here at every round of the season, yeah, that's a possibility for sure, but we'll see. And yeah, I'm just really happy that, you know, Tony was actually probably the first racer I ever really raced back a few seasons back when I started taking my racing seriously in the Corvette GT Challenge. It was always him and I up the front, and that showed off today with once again some really good racing between us, always giving room, etc. And yeah, thanks to Tony for that great race. It was awesome.
Awesome, Jake. Well, congratulations again, buddy. Hang tight with us. We got lots to talk about with you tonight. I'm going to bring in somebody that probably would normally bring in a little later. He had a rough race today. I want to talk to him real quick. Let's bring in Sanjan Delilac for a quick word to talk about his race. Sanjan, how are you doing, my friend?
Hey guys, how you going?
Oh, pretty good, man. Saw you out there today, Sanjan, and what looked like a tough day. Tell us a little bit about your race today.
Oh, yeah, it's been a whole tough season, I think. What could I say? It was a good race up until, yeah, got taken out, I guess. someone tried squeezing through a gap that wasn't there, but I mean, unfortunate things happen, I guess. But yeah, no. Other than that, had good fun.
Sounded like it, my friend. It looked like you were having a good time. I didn't quite see the incident. Tell us what happened.
No idea. There was a whole bunch of us battling there for spot and coming.
Yeah, I think it was that incident. That incident there with the kamikaze car, when all three cars ended up getting into it there. I think you ended up getting into that big incident.
Yeah, all I saw was a few cars spinning in front of me, and I thought, yeah, I'll go down the inside where there was a gap, and all of a sudden, yeah, it got hit from behind. So.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, I'll tell you what, Sanjay, I know it's been a tough start to the season, but it's only week 3 of a 12-week season. Definitely time to turn it around, and we head next week to Olton Park, and I hope that things do turn around for you. Is Olton Park, are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I guess I don't mind the circuit. Not one of my favourites, but we'll see how we go. Work towards it, I guess. Same as this circuit.
Yeah, definitely something to look forward to next week as we head to Little Budworth, Cheshire, England, the 2.692 mile track. So 14 turns, and it's a tough one. It's a different configuration we'll be running, I think, than we normally do. So it's not majorly different, but I think there's a small difference to it. But we'll look forward to that next week, my friend. Thanks for having a chat with us, Sanjay. Don't go anywhere. We got lots to talk about with you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, sorry again to Michael Fulcher, and I think it was Martin Carroll there. I ended up taking out when I got hit. And congratulations, top 3.
Absolutely. Speaking of that top 3, let's bring in the guy that did finish on the podium along with Jake Burton and Tony Ottridge. Let's bring in the other podium member, Bo Cubis. Bo, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, my friend. How's everything for you, Bo?
Yeah, pretty good. That was a fun race.
It looked like you were having a good time up there. We watched a great 3-car battle up at the front of the track. You guys literally did very well all throughout the race. And I thought at the end, tell us a little bit about what it was like following Jake and Tony Ottridge there. You saw the battle ahead of you between Tony Ottridge and Jake Burton. We thought maybe you were hanging tight in case those two might just happen to get together. Maybe that would help you slide up to the lead easily. What were you kind of doing there? What was your mindset or game plan, if you will, back there in third?
You pretty much hit the nail on the head there, JD. It got to the point incident-wise where that's about the only choice I had. I had, I think, 14 incidents. 1 4-by and I'd have been DQ'd, so I put one little attempted pass on Tony, but the tyres were jelly and I just couldn't make it stick.
Yeah, we actually saw you make that pass attempt, and I thought you had it at first. You'll hear on the broadcast. I actually thought you made the pass, and then as my camera angle fixed back towards you, I saw that you had not made the pass. It didn't stick, so I definitely understand about the tires that late in the race, but I thought you had a great performance today, and it's definitely going to be nice points on the board as the season goes. So all in all, a great day for you, Bo. What you say?
Yeah, it was a good fun race and good to see it. Competition was tight, and yeah, well done to Jake. He done a really good job. So did Tony, for that matter. Tony hung on for a long time on older tyres. It was really good.
Absolutely, brother. Well, thanks a lot, Bo, for coming and having a chat with us. You're doing a really good job in this season. Another good week. We head to Olton Park next week. We'll wish you the best. Hang tight. We got lots to talk about on the post-race show.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Next, let's bring in one of the guys, one of the Powerbomb boys. Let's bring in Marlon McMullen. Marlon, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How are you?
G'day, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not too bad. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, Marlon. Tell us a little bit about the Circuit of the Americas. A good run. Just barely missed out on that podium up there. Tell us about the race.
Yeah, it was. It's been quite tough for me the first couple of weeks. Obviously, the results haven't been what I've sort of been after, and I've been a little bit dejected. But yeah, this week it was going in with a different mindset and came in with a different setup today, and it tried something new, and it seemed to work off really well at the start of the race. Had a really good battle with Bo, and it was really exciting battle, and yeah, unfortunately at the end I had to just let him go because he just had way too much pace and I didn't want to cause any troubles between us. So yeah, let him go and then tried to chase him down and came in on the undercut strategy. Unfortunately, didn't pay off too well for me, but saw that Bird and Orchard and Cuba started the battle and they started to have a train and wanted to jump aboard on that train and get some tickets like a sort of like a Justin Bieber concert or something. It's that hotly contested.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm glad to see the improvement, Marlon. I know that one thing we talked about in our show today was about this new tire model and how adaptations are going to have to be made by all. And you're usually one that really works hard to, if there's a track you're not quite good at, you're a driver that doesn't skip that track. You'll work hard all week to make sure that you try to get the best result possible. And I think that we're seeing that with you in this new tire model. You may have started out rough, but it seems to be improving for you. So it'll be fun to see how things go from this point forward, man.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that. I mean, obviously, as I said, the first couple of weeks have been mixed emotions. I had a really good week at Road Atlanta and obviously not too good in the Premier Series in last week, obviously only crashing out. But, these things happen. You got to get over your bad races and, try and come back out with your head high. And, yeah, that's what I'm sort of doing this week. And, obviously, I don't want people to remember for the bad stuff. I'd rather just work away and try to, come back and, race at the front again because I like racing between all these guys and such a good, competitive series. And yeah, we'll see how we go over the next few weeks. Slowly chip away at it, I guess.
Absolutely, man. That's why I told them earlier in the show, you have to look at it kind of like real world racing. Things change in real world racing constantly. Engineers, crew chiefs, teams, drivers are changing on a daily basis, having to adjust to tire changes, rule changes, different adjustments on what can be on the car, what can't, how you can do this, how you can do that. And they're constantly having to make those adaptations. And I think with us getting new tire models and adjustments to the cars and things like that is wonderful because it does make it like real world racing where as a driver, or if you're one that sets up cars for other drivers, you're constantly having to make those adjustments and it keeps everybody on their toes. I think it's really great. So it makes it exciting, Marlon. We wish you the best the rest of the season, buddy.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that. As I said, it throws a spanner in the works, but you just got to chip away at it and then, slowly come back each week and we'll see how we go next week.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, hang tight. We got lots to talk about. I'm going to bring your teammate in actually right now, Curtis. He had a good race as well. Kurt, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. We're happy to have you here. Tell us a little bit about what happened with you today at Circuit of the Americas.
Today wasn't. It was a good day. It was a good finish, but qualifying just sucked. I reached the start of the week. I got new Club Sport V2 pedals, so I've been really struggling, and my qualifying pace is just not there. But the race pace is pretty close to where it used to be.
Yeah, I thought your race went pretty well. Saw you have some good battles going on with several different drivers. Sam Sutton at one point, and it's just good driving all around. I thought you did very well today. And you had a good result out on the track, so not all bad. And tell me how you like those pedals.
Oh, they're great, but not liking it here at COTA for sure. I'm having a lot of trouble braking. In that second stint there, I think I missed turn one about 6 times, and it killed my front tires.
Well, the good news is we won't be at COTA next week. We've literally seen it 2 weeks now for those of us that have raced and or broadcasted the Premier Series. We saw it twice already, so it's time to move on. We'll be at Alton Park next week, so hopefully that will be one that is good for you there. Yeah,
I'm definitely looking to get away from this track. I use the Premier Series more as a practice for the Americas here, so I didn't try to do that well in there.
Absolutely. Hang tight, Kurt. We got lots to talk about on the post-race show. Next, I'm going to bring in a guy that I normally wait till last. I'm going to bring him in early this time. Let's talk to Graham Bones. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how you going, JD, Kane?
Welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show, and I'm not going to make you wait till last tonight, buddy. You had a great race out there. Tell us about it.
Oh, yeah, no, it was, a lot of fun. Yeah, again, I had a pretty good battle with Greg Sharp, and that, right throughout the race. And then, I pitted late thinking I'll need the tyres at the end, and, they were good. I caught up to them, but then I they sort of went off again and finished last of the finishers again. I had the least incidents, so there you go. I took something out of it.
That's huge. Yeah, least incidents. That's big, man. That's something to build on and move forward with. Bones, I thought you had a good race, man. Obviously it's times like now you're in the top split consistently, and you're working on things each and every week, and it's fun watching you improve, buddy. And we just enjoy watching you run out there, man.
Yeah, just sneaking in the back there still, but good earlier. I was sort of keeping up when the pack was there, but
yeah, you were. You were keeping up very nicely, and I thought you did a phenomenal job out there.
Yeah, there's a few guys that pitted earlier. I sort of had to slow down and let them go. I wasn't going to hold them up because I still wanted to get to closer to the halfway mark, but put me a fair way back when I come out of the pits.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, good talking to you. Hang tight. We got more to talk about. Let's talk with Sam Sutton real quick. We'll bring Sam in here for a quick word. Sam, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How's things going for you?
Yeah, they're good, JD.
Oh, good stuff. Sam, saw you in some good battles today on the track here on the West configuration at Circuit of the Americas. Our first initial thought was good job out there, but tell us what you thought.
Yeah, well, I must have something with coming sixth in Americas. The last 3 weeks, it's the only place I've been able to come. But I think I got hurt up a bit by Aaron Hamilton at the start. He's made his car really wide, and it was difficult. I reckon if I had got past him earlier, I might have had a shot with the guys up ahead. But good battle with Curtis at the end as well. Just unfortunate I couldn't get past him.
Oh, absolutely. And, it's definitely fun watching you out there and getting better and better each week. I love watching you each week, Sam. You're one of the toughest people to get around, it seems like. It seems like guys that are battling with you always have a hard time getting around you, and that's a good sign. That's what you like to see. But, yes, no more sixth places at the Americas, or at the Circuit of the Americas. We're moving on, man. We're heading to Alton Park, and I feel like we haven't been there in forever. So I don't even know what to look for from you guys there because I don't remember the last time I saw you race there.
I've actually never driven the V8 there either, so it'll be a new experience. But it does look like a track that might suit the V8. It's just it's very skinny. The road's pretty small, so it'll be difficult to pass there.
Yes, that's what I was thinking as well. It's going to be a great race, but definitely going to be a tough track to pass. Kind of like tonight. Tonight was very difficult for you guys to pass, but it was. I know it's not going to be as hard of a track. This thing is ridiculously hard for these V8s. It's not that hard on an open wheel. It's built more for open wheel cars and not for these heavy V8s. But you guys did well out there today, so good pat on the back.
Yeah, it's all right. It's an all right track to drive. It's definitely one that's better to watch than race. I find you get to a point where you're just like, can the race just end, please? Just end.
It doesn't have that good smooth feel to it like a track like Phillip Island or somewhere like that. So understandable. But good job out there today, buddy. We sure do appreciate you. Hang tight. We got lots to talk about here. I'm going to bring in next Mike Fulcher. He had a great race out there. Michael Fulcher, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How's things going for you?
Thanks, JD. Yeah, well, it's a testing race, that's for sure. I did that many laps with bent steering. It's going to feel weird when my steering straightens up next race.
Tell us a little bit about it. What happened? Get a little contact early and throw it out?
For about 6 laps, having an awesome battle with Aaron Hamilton and Sam Sutton.
Oh, yeah, we watched it.
Yeah, I had a little bit of speed on Aaron in a few sections, but he had that thing. It was so wide, man. I'd get on the outside and he'd run it out wide and get on the inside and he'd turn down. And it was, all legit. Not having a go at him, but it was tough racing. It was very hard to pass. And then, Sam got a tap in the back and got pushed into me. As soon as I recovered from that, it was like a cluster bomb went off behind me, mate. And I just really don't know what happened. And I got tagged again and spun around, dead last. So pitted early for the undercut, and considering all that, and 30-odd laps with bent steering, I'm really happy with 7th.
Oh, absolutely. Good race out there. Tough track like today. You'll take a result like today and probably be pretty happy with it. I would. I know that's for sure. You look good out on the track today. Lots you can take away from the race today and move it on to Alton Park next week. I thought you did well. The team looked pretty good today. Not kind of a tough day for Corey Preston, and it doesn't really show him any justice because he had a great race from the beginning. He just had a little slip up there, but other than that, you guys did good. The Kamikaze team looked well. And how's old Mark Anderson doing? How's he?
Oh yeah, a bit of a bad luck story for Mark today. He got home from work. He starts work at like 2 o'clock in the morning. He got home, I don't know, about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. Booted up his race machine to do some practice laps. And they called him back into work, so he just missed out.
Yeah, tough break there. We'll be looking for him to return next week, and we'll be wishing you guys best of luck.
Yeah, thanks, JD. He did. He made it back about 6-7 laps into the race by then, so he only just missed out, and he spotted me for the rest of the race.
Good deal. I bet it was nice having him there to spot.
Yeah, it always helps.
Well, thanks a lot, brother, and we'll, like I said, hang tight. We'll have lots to talk about. I'm going to bring in Marty Carroll real quick and have a word with Marty. Marty, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How is things going for you, pal?
Good, JD. Kane, pleasure to be here. Firstly, just got to plug the sponsors, simpit.com, Fiat Supercars New Zealand, Carnivorous Candy, where everything is wrapped in bacon, or it's air-dried.
Oh, man. Now you're making it worse.
We have
Mad Graphics and Apex Photography.
All right, before you go any further, Marty officially won the V8 Supercar America's V8's Online Paint Scheme of the Week officially, so congratulations for that. The livery looked fantastic, and we were talking about that T-Rex on the hood all race long, as we all wanted some beef jerky, man. Tell us a little bit about that and how that became a sponsor on the car.
Well, the beef jerky, I'm ordering the kilo of barbecue ribs, but no, Carnivorous Candy, Apex Photography, and Mad Graphics, supporting sponsors of Fiat Supercars New Zealand, who this season we've made an arrangement with them to step their support up, and we're running 4 cars with their liveries, 2 development drivers and myself and James McKnight will be running that livery in the Premier Series.
Awesome, man.
So yeah, it's a good incentive, and we made it nice and bright so it stands out, and definitely I want to go to New Zealand and go to that Carnivorous Candy store, because I'm hungry every time I look at the bonnet.
Absolutely. I won't jump on a food tandem again, but it's cool. We did enjoy the livery, and that's exciting news for you guys, man. We're always interested in things like that. So let's talk about your race a little bit, Marty. Not overly exciting.
Big shout out to Chris Hogan too for getting them organised and getting the deal done and the arrangement for that sponsorship. So
absolutely. Hoax, baby. Hey, I need you to do me a big favor, Marty. Hoax, if you're listening, listen up. If not, Marty, you tell him what I'm telling you right now. He needs to bring his butt on this show. I need to have a chat with him. I have not talked with Hoax in a long time, and I just need to have a talk with him. So if you're out there, Hoax, I need to get with you. I need you on the show, whatever, however we got to get to talk to you. But good job on getting that, and we've been listening to you in the second split on the updates from Jim Davey. But I'd love to catch a word with him. So, but anyways, Marty, let's have a chat about your race. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was a good battle. I was at the back of the pack there where Fulch and Sam and Aaron were battling away, and I was caught in that cluster bomb, I think it was described as, at the back there. So I had a car that was really set up for Donington and not really Circuit of the Americas, because had a bit of trouble turning right after that. But I did what I could, and when your steering wheel's pointing a little bit south, more south than it should in a straight line, it does make life a little bit tough. But no, all in all, it's a good outing. I think I snuck in 11th, started 11th, so can't be too ashamed. But being the only SDC Motorsports driver out there representing, I have to have a few words to my teammates that might be asleep at the moment. So.
Awesome news, Marty. Awesome stuff. Well, I tell you what, for you having a wrong setup on the car, did well out there today, and I know we've seen you improving each and every week, man. Heard news of wins here and there from you, so it's good to hear that things are looking back up for you. I know once you get back in your rhythm that you're going to be right on the right track again. So everybody needs to watch out for Marty Carroll in the future. It's a name that's up and coming, man. So we know how you can get in there and run with the best of them. So we wish you the best of luck, buddy.
Yeah, cheers. No, it does make it quite difficult being a double duty driver with SDC's commitments on the oval side of things. And so, yeah, I'm not always quite 100% prepared come the Americas because it is early in the week for us. But, yeah, still getting some decent results in the Aussie splits. And, yeah, definitely looking forward to next week and also the second round of the Premier Series.
Oh, it's an awesome event. We're going to talk about that tonight, actually, some in the post-race show. I'm going to move on real quick so we can go ahead and get to our group discussion. I want to talk, I saved him for last. He sent me a little message saying he was busy for a minute, but I think he's here with us now. Let's have a word with Corey Preston.
Hey, Kane. Oh, JD.
Uh-oh. We're going to go ahead and end this interview right now. I'm just kidding, Corey. How's it going?
Hi, mate. How are you?
Oh, boy. Did you get your, let's see if your smoke detector beeps. I'm going to give you a hard time because you just called me Kane.
Yeah, I've actually got that fixed. I actually, it went off this morning, so it works. So it wouldn't stop going off, so I ended up isolating it at the switchboard. So it's now not a problem.
Not really sure I'd call that not a problem. Just saying.
Works for us.
Not a problem so long as you don't have a fire.
Right.
Hey, JD, shut up. I'm Kane. I'm talking, all right?
Go ahead, Kane.
No, it's all right. Corey, tell us a little bit about the race today, bud. It's had a great start to the afternoon, and then something happened, a little slip up there. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, that was completely 100% my fault. I really have to put my hand up and say sorry to all the guys that were involved in that. Marty, Stanyan, Sam Sutton, Michael Fulcher.
Sounds like you messed up everybody.
Yeah, pretty much, Jim.
I have to rag on you.
But yeah, that was completely 100% my fault. I mean, once I caught up to the pack, I didn't really have a brake reference in the draft, and then yeah, I just didn't give myself appropriate safety margin, and yeah, just locked the rears and ended up cannoning straight into the back of Sam Sutton, and then I tried to get on the track a bit too eagerly and ended up turning Sanyan into Michael. So yeah, that was my fault, and apologies go out to all involved.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm sure they understand. You typically don't cause a lot of problems, so I don't think that everybody's worried about it, buddy. It's a tough track, and you've had such a great start to the season. Just a little bit of a setback tonight, but not bad. Still not a bad race. Just I know you probably wanted to do a little better, but you have had a great start. You're really shining through with your new team at newest member at Kamikaze Race Team. And I'm excited to see what you have in store for us in the weeks to come, buddy. I'm really, really proud of you here in the broadcast. We were talking about how you've improved so much, and it seems like being with this new team's brought a lot to you. And we're looking forward to seeing you next week at Open Park, man.
Yeah, I am too. I just probably didn't deserve that 10th place. I just wish I didn't cause all that damage, because a couple of people would have finished ahead of me had that not have happened. So yeah, but yeah, onwards and upwards to Alton Park. It's a track I've had some pretty good success at, so looking forward to it, and hopefully I learn from my mistakes and move on.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, thanks for having a chat with us, my buddy, and hanging with us, as now we'll go ahead and start our group discussions. And the first thing I want to talk about with everybody is, of course, the Premier Series. That was absolutely fantastic, and for all the drivers that participated, that participate in the Americas as well, you guys did phenomenal. You represented the Americas very well. It was awesome to have you guys in there. Kind of felt like I was home away from home because I was in the Premier Series, which was new to me as it was new to you guys. But seeing the familiar names and familiar paints and all that was nice. So you guys did really well. And tell me your thoughts on it. I think this is going to be, before I get you to fill me in on your thoughts, I'll share mine first. I think that this is going to be one of the newest and biggest things in sim racing. I think that once people see how awesome this Premier Series is, which a lot of people have already seen it, this is something very special when you can have close to 40 V8 supercars on a track together and the racing came out like that. And this was at Circuit of the Americas, mind you. What's going to happen when we go to Bathurst? What's going to happen when we go to Watkins Glen? What's going to happen when we go to Phillip Island? It's going to be phenomenal, guys. This is unbelievable. I think this is a series that the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze series guys can really look at and go, wow, these guys are good.
Yeah, the first week of the series went over very well. I don't think we were even quite expecting it to go over that well. I was expecting it to do well, but to have the impact that it had was tremendous. It really shone through. The broadcast went well. The drivers did a fantastic job on the track. The racing was intense. Everything about the whole weekend, we started with the development series and went into the main race. The development series guys had a great race. It was action packed. We went through the qualifying, which was, even that, I had my concerns about, broadcasting the qualifying, and even that was made for a good broadcast, and then got into the race, and it was fantastic. So the whole series is going to be great from start to finish. I can't wait. It almost makes me kind of down that we didn't doing it every 2 weeks, because I'm really excited for the next race.
You enjoy getting up that early in the morning?
Now that was tough, but once I got up and got around, the excitement of the series kind of kept me going. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, that development race was, everyone was worried it was going to be a bit of a smash fest, but it was one of the closest races I've ever been in. It was
It was good.
What Bones just said, I think, linked on to what I was about to say. Premier Series is pretty big for us, and the broadcast makes it so much better, and I don't think you guys have got quite enough recognition for that, getting up that early.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Means a lot for the series.
Yeah.
We, as drivers, we really want to think ourselves lucky, get a lot of racing simulators. You just go in and join the public lobbies and have your races and that, but to have a fully organised event like that someone's invested so much time in, a lot of people are investing so much time and even money to host the pre-qualifying servers, and to be a part of that is, we want to think ourselves very lucky, I think. I appreciate it a lot.
And it ran so smooth the whole night.
Well, there's so many guys that need to be thanked on a very high level. Simon Black and the OSR guys that put in a lot of time and effort into getting all this organized. Jay Kennedy and Kane Craft from the broadcast aspect, Leo Gray and Clayton Brooks, and guys that just put in so much time and effort even before us at the broadcast got there. These guys were working behind the scenes to get those awesome graphics created and to get everything prepared so that when it ran smooth, it ran as smooth as it did. It is something that is just really amazing. The live race control was unbelievable. I thought those guys did an amazing job. I think that is one of the reasons we saw such good racing on the track is you had a realist. You didn't have a machine calling the shots. You had people calling the shots, and it made a world of difference. That no exit qualifying, that's something I want to talk about, because that right there is an amazing idea. That made qualifying so interesting, and it changed qualifying. It really did. There's so many guys that are so used to running a hot lap. Immediately, if they screw up the next lap, they'll come to a stop and fast exit into the pits and start a new lap. Well, when you can't do that, you have to treat it like it's a real world car and redrive it back in. Things change. You don't have all of a sudden that 30-minute qualifying seems a lot shorter. And so it made it really interesting. I thought it was an awesome job by the guys that did well. It was fun to see who was going to get out for that final lap and who was not going to make it around for one more shot. And it just turned out amazing all the way around. And all the guys that participated did a phenomenal job. And we're really looking forward to next week's Premier Series, even if it is early, because I'll tell you straight up, Kane called me at 4:30 in the morning my time, and to make sure that I was up, because Lord knows my alarm didn't go off and I wouldn't have been there. But he called me, and I was so tired, but I jumped outside, went for a quick walk around the block, and had me a big old cup of coffee. And once I got the headset on and got in broadcast mode, you know me, I'm ready. And you guys made it easy for us to be up that early when you put on a show like that. It was amazing. It looked like a real V8 supercar broadcast. I mean, it did. The racing was that good.
I don't know about you
Yeah.
guys in the broadcast booth, but when we were doing that outlap for the qualifying session, we were laughing our butts off. That was hilarious. All 40,
I
all
don't know if
40
I was the
cars
only-
doing like 20 kilometers around the whole track.
I was wondering if
Yeah.
y'all were crawling around.
I don't know if I was the only one, but I can guarantee someone else would have done this, because I know a few guys in my team so even did it. I did it twice in that one session. After the start-finish line, pulled the car up and thought, wait, can't do that. Keep going.
Yeah, I did that a couple of times too, Jake. But how is it going to go at Watkins Glen Cup with 40 cars doing slow outlaps on such a short track?
Should be just as fun.
I think that in the second week, I think you guys will have a little bit more practice. I think we'll see some cars hold back while other cars are doing their slow lap. They'll do their fast lap. They'll be like half and half, which will still be half the cars that will be going slow on their outlaps or unlaps. And yeah, it definitely gets chaotic.
I think
I'm
with
gonna
that
be a
track,
big
that track though, I think you can get away with a faster outlap, so it shouldn't be as bad. I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a bit concerned when we go to Oran Park, because I think that'll actually be worse than Watkins. 40 cars around that track.
Oh, yeah,
slow
Well,
outlaps with it being so thin.
Jake, we won't have 40 cars at Oran Park.
Good,
We're
yeah.
actually going to have 30, is it 36 or
Oh,
32?
wow, yeah, 4
It's
cars.
not far from it, but there's only however many pit stalls there are is how many we'll obviously be able to have. We can't have more cars than there are pit stalls at a given track. So, but still, yeah, it's going to be unbelievable. I don't know how y'all are going to do that. That's going to be a wild one.
If you impede a qualifying driver on a hot lap, then there should be grid place penalties applied. There is
Yeah.
marshalling.
There is.
It really does
There is, yeah.
emphasise the importance of getting a banking lap in. They're going out and just not stuffing up and getting a reasonable time in to put in the bank, because you may not get another chance at it.
Yeah, and there's going to be people that get their nose out of joint because there's a car behind them, and they're going to be worried about giving them a tow and helping the wrong people out. But it's going to happen. It's going to be inevitable. So everyone's going to be. It's going to be like. Did you ever do that thing in the swimming pool when you were kids, where you get the whole bloody 25, 30 kids all start walking around the pool at once, and then it creates a big current? It'll be like that. We'll be all just doing laps, all drafting off each other.
Funny you should say that. We had an above ground pool. It's very hard to keep clean. There's a tiny little pump on it. And I used to get the kids to do that. Run round and round and round and round, and then bring every bit of grit from the pool into a nice little pile right in the centre, ready to be clean.
I do want to say
Slave
something
labour.
before we
Yeah.
continue talking. Is all the guys watching live right now, thank you so much for watching the broadcast with us, especially through our Get Dirty MX post-race show. If you would, make sure you guys like the video. That way it gets out to more of our iRacing community, and this video gets out to more as well, because these guys deserve to have lots of views for their race, and it's a good race for the Circuit of the Americas. Great race tonight. But carry on, boys, talking about the Premier Series. You're absolutely right. I was stunned. I'll be honest. I was expecting it to be an okay race. Usually when you start a new event, there's always tons and tons of hurdles, and normally guys fall flat on their face on the opening race or opening of anything that's new like this, a first time event. And I thought that literally the only thing that went wrong was we had somebody that couldn't get into the race, which I did feel terrible for that driver.
Had some audio issues on the beginning of the dev race.
Yeah, had a little bit of audio issue, but it didn't last very long. What, longer than 2 minutes, I don't think. 2 or 3 minutes.
8 minutes, 15 seconds.
Okay, 8 minutes, 15
Not
seconds.
that he was counting.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 laps and that, didn't he?
But other than that, it was flawless. And for that, what a way to start this series, guys. I think we're in for something special. I think this Premier Series is going to continue to get better, and I think that the recognition for the drivers in it are going to shoot to the top of the sim racing world. I really believe that.
Go back onto the qualifying thing for just a sec. Maybe what we need to do is, you know how the bottom split didn't actually qualify on race night? Well, maybe the top split should just do a like a top 10 shootout instead of doing all 40 of us at once. Just take our pre-qual times and then just take the top 10 and do a shootout.
That sounds like a good idea. Say that one more time for everybody at home.
Bathurst, maybe? That would be feasible.
I get that idea, but the problem is then you've still got the guys who can only do 10, 15 laps because they're busy, and then you've got the guys who we even saw in the pre-qualifying who did like 250 laps over a weekend, and that disapproves the point of the pre-qualifying and then having the actual qualifying.
Yeah, it's true. And
I only did
emphasis on teams and being able to work together and have a spotter so they can get you out in a clear path, and it's the level of professionalism coming up through the ranks for an amateur sport in sim racing. That's why the first race went so flawlessly, because the level of competition and the professionalism of all the teams is already at a standard to where it's not going to be a giant issue. Like, you're not going to jeopardise your lap because a bloke's 0.9 behind you and he might get your draft. Having your team around you and your development drivers coming on and spotting for your A-team drivers, and making sure that you're getting that clean lap, putting you out on the track in open air.
It definitely opens the door for more strategy. Yeah, even in qualifying, the strategy that's required is something that is interesting.
Does anyone know roughly what a lap time around Cup with this time model is?
Probably like a minute. Just a complete guess.
Minute 9.
Yeah, I was going to say 1-9.
What's 69 divided by 40?
Good question. Who knows?
Bust the calculator out.
It's 1.7 seconds. So you're gonna, if 40 tracks on the track at once, you're gonna have 1.7 seconds in between each car to play with.
Wow.
That's nothing.
Well, to be fair, like some people might stay in the pits like I did in last race, so then you don't have as many cars going out at once.
Yep.
So I think we just need to get used to how the qualifying format works. I like how it works. Is like I only did 8 laps in the pre-qualifying, and then I came into the qualifying in the race, and I didn't get out first right away, so I had a pretty decently clear track. So.
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see, eh?
I was in a pack of like 8 cars coming into the last corner on my first lap, and if we all just be patient, I had a second in front of me and a second behind me, and it wasn't a problem. There's not an issue. Just we all got to keep off each other, and they managed to do it in real life, so why can't we do it here?
So everyone in there's so close anyway.
They do it at Wanneroo.
So where are we at next week for the
Premier Series? Watkins Glen.
Okay, it is Watkins Glen. It won't be Alton Park. Okay, I thought just to make sure. Yeah, Watkins Glen. And what is the format? Is it the Classic?
Cup.
Awesome. So we'll get the bus stop. Sweet.
Yeah, I don't think the Premier Series shares any tracks with the official series.
Oh,
it does Donington.
Oh, okay.
And
Right,
also,
Atlanta.
like,
I try to
COTA
forget
in
that
the
track's a real thing.
COTA in the official series is the week after Premier Series, as is Watkins Glen. So,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
week 5 of the official is Watkins Glen.
Well, I meant more of the same week. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
then.
well, I
Do what, Corey?
well, I think if space becomes an issue, we're all going to have to break out Greg Murphy's secret overtake button and get the Claxton on the front of the car.
Murph.
Wouldn't be anywhere near as bad of a problem if the tyre model wasn't like it was with the cold out laps. But yeah, as Jake said, they do it in real life. But if you're going to choose Watkins Glen, why would you choose the shortest variation?
Very true.
I agree with that. We should run the boot. We definitely should run the boot.
Yeah, I don't see why not? Why don't we run the boot?
But anyway, I suppose it is a test series, and no doubt about it, Jay and the boys, they're doing an awesome job.
Oh, they're doing phenomenal.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
Well, guys, it's awesome that we got everybody here to talk about it. I think that it's not everybody's on the same page. It's definitely something to be proud of, and I'm really excited to see where it goes from just the first week. The excitement that I have going into the second the second race over I was excited for the first race, but my excitement is even more for the second race than it was for the first race after what I saw and experienced for that first event. So it's something exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. But let's steer our attention real quick back over to our series. And it's a great season so far, guys. We got a big race coming up next week at Olton Park. Let's talk a little bit about the return to Olton Park. I don't remember the last time that we've been there. It's been a long time. Does anybody remember the last time this series was there?
I don't think we've broadcast it yet.
You haven't. It was a couple seasons back, and they ran this horrible configuration with this hairpin in the middle of the straight, and it's just, yeah, it was terrible. I'll be honest. So I'm actually kind of glad that they're changing it, but I'm not.
Are we talking about the same track, Jake?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They were using the British touring car layout, and which frankly doesn't suit V8 supercars at all.
It doesn't suit anything.
You come through the first right, then down the hill a little to the left, and before that really fast left after the straight, there's this stupid hairpin which comes back onto the track at where the second chicane is, so you miss both chicanes and what I think is the best part of the track all through there. So
yeah, exactly.
But lucky they're not doing that this season.
Yeah, I know I blowed past it every time. Like it took me like 5 laps before I was actually able to make that turn. I just kept going past it, not realizing that I was supposed to turn. I'm so not used to that particular layout.
Yeah, we're actually running the full track without the first chicane next week.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, did you have something that you had for us, buddy?
Yeah, just real quick. Something I don't really touch on during the broadcast because it's not really the place for it. But really since the start of this season, with the change in the car and everything, I don't know what's causing it. But there's been some really, really poor behavior during the races. Probably not so much during the top split. I know I'm preaching to the choir here. But especially when I've been watching the second split, I've noticed a lot of stuff that really does violate our racing sporting code. And I'm just putting it out there that we are aware of it. And when it does violate the sporting code, we do let iRacing know. So, I mean, I hate to be Debbie Downer, but it is something. This was started years ago. This series has been going on for years as a fun series for people to get in, relax, and unfortunately, people are just not keeping it kind of in that frame of mind. So I'm just putting it out there that we are aware of it. We do watch it, and when necessary, we do send it over to iRacing. So hopefully people start minding their P's and Q's because it really is getting bad.
Right, and this series was founded on that level of fun and trust and just knowing that you're going to come have a good race, good time with good quality drivers, And JD and I comment about it all the time, at least in the broadcast play. I mean, there's some stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you think really that it shouldn't be happening. But during the race, we've seen nothing but the most professionalism and stuff on the track, and that's what this series is really known for, is that these guys know they can come here, have a good race, and be treated with respect. And to see other drivers come in and or even drivers that have been here for a while, they get super mad if somebody has an accident, or because ultimately it's an accident. Like Corey Preston today, he put his hand up and said, "Man, I did this and I'm sorry." That's the level that this series was founded on, and why everybody enjoys it so much. And so I really dislike seeing that bad element start creeping back in. We need to try to keep it as professional and as fun as we can, to where every driver that comes in here can come and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, because let me tell you something, boys. What we have here is special, and I really don't want to see it go away, because you go in other series in iRacing, and my God, it's a long
Cutthroat.
ways off from where we're at. Yes, sir. So it's not all bad. It's actually, in my opinion, the best place on iRacing by far. And we just want to make sure it stays that way. It's you guys are amazing guys, and well, I love broadcasting for y'all, because y'all are such a good group of guys. And like I said, the top split maybe not having that much problem. We don't really see it that much on our broadcast, but some of the newer guys, we're almost like ambassadors for them, because when they come in here, most of them, especially when this new car comes out, guys, they're going to be coming from other series where guys are just straight up mean to other drivers. They don't care. They'd rather run them off the road to win a race or wreck them to win. And they're not going to be used to showing that level of respect that is shown in the V8 Supercars. But when they come in, hopefully they watch how things are, and they see how things are when they race with you guys. And they'll learn, and it'll help in all aspects of iRacing. I really think it will. It rubbed off on me when I came here, and I think that it'll do the same for others.
And we got such a great group, a diverse group of drivers, and I think as people, that we should try to just understand that each driver's got their own little different quirks in their personality, and I don't know, to call them out on it every time you see it, and to just try to start stuff between drivers. That's not really what this series is about. We got to try to respect each and every one of your other competitors, because they're going to bring out the best in you, and that level of competition that you see here, it's going to make you a better driver. And so just because people don't got the personality type that you have, or that you prefer, to, I don't know, try to throw them under the bus every chance you get, things like that, it ends up making you look like the fool anyways. And so it's best to just try to show more support than to try to do the opposite. So try to keep that professional level up, guys, because each and every one of you guys deserves that respect.
Yeah, I think a little bit of the way a sim racer races, in my belief anyway, is a little bit of what they see on TV and what they grew up watching motorsport wise sort of has an impact on the way they drive. Like you look at a lot of the American races, and they've grown up watching the NASCAR. And
we're the worst. Yes, Americans are the worst as far as getting out of the car, fighting. It makes good TV. But you're absolutely right. Carry on, Corey. I didn't want to interrupt you that bad, but I mean, you're right. And Americans, we're the worst. I'll admit it.
Yeah, but I wasn't trying to single out Americans, but like Americans, or a lot of Americans, have grown up watching the NASCAR with the bump, the grind, the pit lane fights, drivers throwing helmets, and then you got the Brits. They've grown up watching British touring cars, so it's bump here, little short sprint races. Got to make as much places as you can early, and who cares if you got to run them off the road. And then you got the Euros. They've grown up watching the Sennas, the Schumachers, and they're all trying to sort of dive and do this. And get every position that they can in any way that they can. And you get to like Australia and New Zealand, and we've grown up watching the V8s where there's always to a high. Yeah. Yeah, there's always a there was always a degree of respect in the V8 supercars, and I think that's what we've all grown up watching.
Absolutely. And Corey, you, by the way, that smoke detector just went off again. You might want to try to redo it.
Yeah, you're going to have to get the baseball bat out next time.
I'm just gonna get the circular saw, cut a circle hole out of the roof. Completely forget about it.
Oh, I'm just messing with you, buddy. But no, yeah, you stretch a good point. But I mean, even the V8s have had their fights on TV. I can recall a certain Marcus Ambrose and Greg Murphy fighting at the top of Bathurst. I mean, it's in all auto sports, and it makes great TV, but at the same time, it makes bad sim racing. So that's something that that's a good point. That sounds like something we should get Mr. Paul Slavonic to write on there for the In Racing News or something. But
well,
anyways,
in sim racing, we can't actually see the fights to, hoop and holler over people getting punched in the face and that kind of thing. So all we end up getting is a bunch of, bad language and insults, and it just ends up making it really
gets
crappy.
annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you guys been in a race, just in somewhere in the iRacing service, and somebody wrecks somebody and they start cussing and they start whining and
Oh yeah, you make a
you're just
mistake,
like,
you're
"Shut
automatically an
up."
idiot.
Almost every oval race ever,
Yeah, you just accidentally run in just a little too far and bump the car in front of you just a little too hard, and they spin out, and then all of a sudden you're a big idiot. It's like, man, third in points in the season or whatever. How could I possibly be an idiot? But it don't matter. Right in that minute, you're the idiot, and they want to let you know.
Oh yeah, and that's just the way it is. But guys, anybody have anything before we close out tonight? Anything they want to touch on or bring to the attention of the?
Yeah, in the news front, there's I try to keep track on all the happenings in our sim racing community. What a couple big things happening this week. Josh Muggleton ended up finishing second in the GT Academy. Had a great drive in that final race. Came from the back to get second, half a second off the leader that had run away from the rest of the field while the rest of the field was battling. Josh Muggleton ended up getting through the field and catching up to only 0.4 something seconds behind, so less than half a second. He almost caught him, almost got it, but just fell short. But second place is a fantastic result for Josh Muggleton in the GT Academy.
In all seriousness, he deserved to win it, so bad luck for him. But yeah, as we all know, Josh is one of the best drivers we've ever seen in Aussie sim racing, so it's a shame, but he's done it before, so he'll come back, and I'm sure he'll give it another go. He did awesome.
Yeah, couldn't be more proud. He did deserve it because he was the fastest car on the track. So, but hopefully he'll still be recognized for his effort.
That's what I was going to say. The exposure that he got, and coming from last to having to dive for the lead on the last corner, he would have turned a lot of heads throughout the whole process, and hopefully an opportunity will open up for him, even if he did come second and not take the win.
On another front, PBR has made some pretty good gains in the sim racing community this week. They've got an alliance with Daco, so that's fantastic. Marlon, you here? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Pabst Blue Ribbon?
No, PBR racing team.
I know, but I had to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's sorry. It's been quite an interesting week for us. I got an email earlier in the week from Daco America, the headquarters, and yeah, we've had quite a good relationship with Daco Australia for the last couple of years, and they sponsor the real Nissan V8 Supercars. They have somewhat of a part of that team, which is pretty cool. So to get an email from the American head company was quite an interesting experience, and yeah, they want to build on the relationship that we've built up with the Australian, and want to help endorse us as much as possible, and and hopefully we can build up a good relationship with them over the future.
And maybe maybe something can happen with that. You can end up getting into some contact with Nissan, and kind of like what. Oh, my mind's drawing a blank. The Volvo driver that races with us here. I can't for some reason. And he's trying to get the Volvo in iRacing. He's when he was here, he talked with iRacing about it. So yeah, Scotty McLaughlin. That's it. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why it slipped my mind, but it did. So there we go. Scotty McLaughlin has worked to get the Volvo brought in. Maybe that can lead to some efforts to get the Nissan in as well.
Yeah, most
Never
definitely.
know.
I mean, having, as I said, sponsorship ties with them, it's always worth a shot. Sandown's next month, and me being one of those people that I am, I'm not afraid to go up to the pit stall and try and have a chat with the Nissan boys. If worse comes to worse, the worst thing they say is no. So, hopefully we could benefit something out of the iRacing community. But other than that, we're really, really happy for Dago in America to send us an email this week, and it's something I've been trying to work on for the last year. And Ryan Day is the team boss of our team, knows how much it is, a benefit that is to have their support finally. So we're really proud of that.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Great news, guys. Well, boys, anybody else have anything else?
I think that was it. I had thought of a couple other things today, but that was all I can remember at this point. So that's all I got.
Hey, man, that's good, awesome stuff, guys. Thanks a lot, and I guess we'll call it a week. Thanks to everybody that comes and watches these videos each and every week. We appreciate it. Just remember, to all the drivers in these, make sure you guys are going and watching the video. At least hit the like button so we can get it out to more and more viewers. And subscribe to V8's Online. That way it's easy to get your V8's Online fix every week, man. Me and Kane coming at you twice a week now. And every other week, 3 times a week. So how about that? We're moving on up, buddy.
Yeah, and if you've just stumbled across the broadcast and you think, man, I really like this, go ahead and subscribe. And that way you can watch each and every race that we broadcast. And yeah, subscribe, hit the like button, comment. We really enjoy going back and watching all the comments after the race, sometimes during the race, but mostly after. So make sure you comment and hit the like button. It really helps to promote the video that much more.
Oh, it really does. It helps out so much. And we sure do appreciate everything that the viewers do. You guys are amazing. Thanks for all the comments, to everybody that's left all these comments during our broadcast. And thank you guys. We'll be back next week for the V8's America series as we head to Olton Park, a place that this series hasn't been in a long time. Things are going to get interesting next week. It's already been a fantastic season 3 of this 2014 year, and I just can expect for it to continue as we move forward. Don't forget, we will be with the NASCAR iRacing Series Wednesday night. That starts at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. It's under the NASCAR tab at v8sonline.com. You can also find it on YouTube. Just search V8s Online. Subscribe and enjoy. Guys, I'm JD Smith, Kane Craft with me tonight. We also want to thank Jim Davey for stopping in and having a chat with us, and all the boys, Michael Fulcher, Marty Carroll, Marlon McMullen, Kurt Stemberg, and we also want to thank all the rest of them, Curtis Chipaway, and all the boys. And congratulations again to Jake Burton for a big win. We'll see you next week, guys, as we come to you live from Olton Park. Y'all have a great night.